Cue the music. Cue the music.
Music. I didn't even have it queued. That's just so they're gonna know just how raw this is, man.
That's how we're gonna get started, man.
Big Flo,
it's your man, Big Flo from the Big Flo No Show, and my man
B Brown ESQ, aka the Ball Hawk, aka the Mouth of the South, aka Mr. Successful Celebration from the Ball Hawk Sports Talk. And yeah, we in the building, man. We were supposed to have my music queued up. You had your Big Flo and O video queued up. You did you got yours off. I didn't get mine off. So they're gonna know just how organic and raw this is, man.
It's off the cuff, man. We're doing a Big Flo and O and Ball Hawk Sports Show collabo right now. Representing the Big Flo and O Show, myself, Reggie Farima, and my man, the ESQ. Every time you go out, you got to have a lawyer with you. So I bring mine with me on my show.
Hey, man, and the particular lawyer you got with you will fight, because you also always have to have somebody who will fight. You know, throw hands. Yeah, no doubt. Look, man, it's the sports freestyle, a Hot 16 sports freestyle. It's a new thing that we're going to do. Initially, we wanted it to be about Notre Dame football, which I guess we can go there. It's a lot of that.
We won't avoid Notre Dame. We're going to give them a shout out every show.
You're wearing something Notre Dame. You got
I got a little Notre Dame on my chest.
I wore Notre Dame tie.
Hey, that's how we got to do it.
You got your degree somewhere in the room, right?
Absolutely. It's a helmet back there. If I move my head one way or the other, there we go.
I got to play like a champion thing in my degree somewhere. So check.
Check. We've done it. We've done it.
But we should at least talk about what is Notre Dame football going to? We got a Hot 16. Hold on, 16 minutes. All right, let me hit start. Go. What's Notre Dame going to do this week, man?
I don't know, B. There's been 2 weeks with no game. They got this COVID thing that's running rampant through there. I don't know, man. I hope that they're not too rusty, because Florida State's a game that you got to win, and we got to step on their neck. Florida State's been good at letting people step on their neck this year so far. So hopefully we can do the same thing.
So you're telling me that their neck is the perfect bridge for somebody to step over to the next game, basically.
You just got to walk in somebody's footprints. We're going to walk into Miami footprints this weekend, put our foot right on the neck, whereas the shoe there might have been a turnover chain taken from there. Somebody snatched their chain.
They beat them boys 52-10. That was ugly. You played the last time, Notre Dame, Florida State. The last time was a big game. You played in it. Were you?
Yeah, that was a game of the century, man. We had O.J. Simpson on the sideline. We didn't have lights in Notre Dame Stadium that year, so they had to bring in trucks with lights. So you go to your own stadium and you feel like you're at an away game somewhere because it's so different. Spike Lee was on the sideline. Funny story, Spike Lee had been there at the Stanford game a couple weeks before that with all the Stanford gear on. Then I see him out there with the Florida State gear. Everybody's so happy because we think we're going to get big old rings, and we want to talk about that happening next week. But we start to run out the tunnel. Me and my band, Cliff Stroud, we come out. We're the last dudes off the field. We see Spike Lee standing in the tunnel. So the debauchery between Cliff and I didn't need much. So we walk up to him. We're like, "What's up, Spike? How can you be a fan of every team that Notre Dame plays, huh? You can't tell me you're a Stanford fan and you're a Florida State fan." So he's like, I don't know. So we just grab him up and we lift Spike up, take his hat off, throw it on the ground, step on his hat, right? Hold on.
Big Cliff, first of all, we got to set the tone. Big Cliff is every bit of 6'4".
Every bit of 6'4".
320.
Yes, we just say 3. Right,
yeah,
we'll just say 3.
We'll say 3. And you were very similar size. So two big grown black dudes got Spike Lee from Do the Right Thing.
Do the Right Thing.
School days.
Mars Blackman.
That's Spike Lee.
We were treating him like Mars Blackman. We weren't treating him like Spike Lee. That was Mars Blackman that we attacked that day. We got him up. We threw the hat down, stepped on the hat. It was in fun. He was laughing too. Everything was funny. I see in the paper, I don't know what paper it was after that. They're like 2 Notre Dame football players after the game kind of accost Spike Lee. And I'm thinking, I'm glad these people are smart enough to write the numbers down. Glad we didn't have our names on our jersey because we disappeared. But that was a fun memory from the game. Probably my best memory.
For the record, though, the Spike Lee story is great. But the first memory that you had about the Notre Dame Florida State game of the century, was that O.J. Simpson was on the sideline. Pause.
So you come out there, you see O.J. Simpson on the sideline. This is about 6 months before the Nicole Simpson thing, because that was the next year. By the next year season, I'm watching O.J. Simpson trial in the morning. While I
surreal. Like I saw that killer. Saw that dude on the sideline.
Saw him at the thing on the sideline doing it. I'm like, this. I think he had on some black isotoner gloves too, all that kind of stuff. He had the little shoes on. But man, that was when the game was special. After that, our games were not as special going.
Well, this Saturday should not be that special. Notre Dame should take care of business, and therefore that topic ranks as the #1 thing that we ain't gonna waste our time talking about. What we just talked about. What else, man? COVID. Did you see though? Father Jenkins. This is worth talking about. He was 1 vote short of a no confidence vote by the board. They're not happy. Yeah, it just happened.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, one vote short of a faculty no confidence vote because they are hot.
Hey, wear your mask, man.
Wear your mask. It seems easy, man.
Wear your mask.
How's a dude gonna be okay with wearing a collar but not wearing a mask? I mean, you've had an accessory your entire professional life. Like, just put a mask on with the collar.
The funny part about that is, which isn't funny because nothing's funny here, is he goes to a place, and if I have on a mask and you don't have on a mask, I'm not protected, but you're protected from me. So Matt, Father Jacob must have just said, look, man, nobody's wearing a mask. Somebody out here got somebody out there had the cooties and didn't wear a mask, and that's why he got it. But it's not because he didn't have a mask on.
It's because,
but you know what? They get cussed out. Some people are still mad at him because of your boy Holtz and some of the things he said about that. So there's some one vote short. One vote short. Well, he's still
everybody's upset then on both sides, man. Because something tells me that those on the other side of the political aisle are very upset that he didn't wear a mask and he was a part of that entire. I don't want to call it performance, but it was a ceremony. It was a ceremony. Amy Barrett, I don't know Amy Barrett.
You say that you have a sitting professor is getting nominated to be on Supreme Court justice. He had to go.
Right.
Just cover your face. Just cover your face.
I agree.
Everybody got it.
What else, man?
Nothing, man. I mean, today we got Monday night or Thursday night football. We got the Bears versus Tom Brady. What do you think about this GOAT conversation with Tom Brady? I don't know. I work with me, B. What's up, man?
How could he not be, man? He got the rings. If you have never used the GOAT conversation or got yourself involved with the GOAT conversation when it came to basketball without mentioning the 6 rings that Michael Jordan was very instrumental in winning. So I mean, I get it, man. I don't. Do you think he's a GOAT?
You know what? Yes, but there's an explanation behind it. He's the GOAT largely, and I'm gonna say the thing about Jordan. Jordan is not the GOAT if he doesn't have Phil Jackson. I love Michael Jordan. He's sensational, but he's not a 6-0 in the championship without Phil Jackson. Hove said one time, people want to say they made Hove, and they say, okay, whatever, make another Hove, right? So someone said that to Phil. He almost did it. He got the closest thing he saw to Jordan, which was Kobe. He wins 5 more championships somewhere else. So you start to wonder. Now look at Belichick. This is my little parallel. That's how you bring things back. You triangulate them.
I like that, man.
Every time Tom Brady got hurt and went down, did they lose games?
No.
Did the quarterback that was replacing him go get
paid
$500 million contract somewhere else and not?
He always got the backup paid. He absolutely did.
He got the backup player. They left and did whatever. You got receivers. They were out there balling. They leave and then they disappear. I got to give it to. And I know Belichick is more the defensive side, but whatever the dude is that they paid all that money to stay. What's his name? The offensive coordinator that they hired as a head coach. He came back to be the offensive coordinator.
Only because you asked me, I can't think of his name.
We know he's talking about. And he might be the real genius. He might be the man behind the mask.
The young guy. Somebody's calling my phone. It's really throwing me off. It's distracting. Don't they know we're doing a Hot 16?
Hot 16,
don't mess up the freestyle. It's a Hot 16. I'm not giving him the GOAT, but he should be in the conversation.
Brady, we're talking about?
Brady, because I think he was gifted 2 of those Super Bowls.
He is the luckiest, talented person in the world. He got the tuck rule. Everybody knows that was a damn fumble. Then his ass throws a pick. Doofus is lined up. Doesn't jump off sides. You hurt him, I'll give it to you. Lines up off sides. I'm not giving you that Brady saw that. Throws a pick.
You know what's funny? I didn't even count that one.
You don't even count that one. That game over. They don't make because you know why? Because
I was going Atlanta and Seattle that he was gifted 2 Super Bowls. I forgot Kansas City being
gifted to get to the Super Bowl. He wouldn't have got to the Super Bowl if that doofus doesn't line up off sides, right?
A doofus is a pretty good player, but he was a doofus in that moment.
Yeah, then he ended up going to. I think he won the Super Bowl, or he went to the Super Bowl with San Francisco and lost again last year.
No, I think he won with Kansas City.
Oh, he won with Kansas City? Is that what it was? I know he was in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he won with Kansas
situation. City. I thought he got okay, whatever. My digress. Yeah. Anyway, I think he has a lot of luck. And then, his defense saved him. I'm going to give him that Atlanta game. I'm going to give him all the respect in the world for that one. They're down by that much.
So if you're going to give the coaches credit for the New England Patriots, you got to blame the coaches with the Atlanta Falcons because mathematically all you got to do is run the ball.
True. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes on. In that regard, a quarterback is always going to get some help from somebody because he's got to work it that way. But I'm going to give it to him. He came back. He did some good things. And I'll even give it to him in Kansas City that when the guy lines up off sides, he turned it back. All right, I went from throwing a pick to coming down and score. You still had to do it, but man, that got some good fortune.
You gotta be lucky to be great.
Yeah, right. So I hope the Bears hit him in his lips tonight because he's a Michigan guy. So I hope they hit him right between the cheek and gum tonight, and we can do a little something out here.
It's funny, man. You say the Patriots. Excuse me. You say the Bears versus Tom Brady, and I immediately think Patriots. But I had to just correct myself. Nah, he's playing for Tampa Bay. Crazy.
Tampa Bay down
there. So
what you think? What you think? Let's bubble basketball, baby. Well, work with me, B.
Bubble basketball. I'm hating because I'm a Miami Heat fan. So I'll start there. I'll qualify. I'm a Miami Heat fan. And we're down 3-1. It's not over, but even before this moment,
not over. But if you had a valet ticket, now's the time.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm not, because that's a lot to defeat in the Lakers. And we played some great basketball and have come up short. So
is there one guy is going to come back? What's the guy, Dragic or whatever?
Dragic, I don't think he's coming back. Foot injury. I think he's done. And then Bam wasn't all the way Bam last
Bam was
game.
Bam.
So.
No, he just couldn't. There's a lot of good talent on that Laker team over there.
They're good, man. But I think bubble basketball is good. But I agree with Pippen. We can't say that this isn't different. That you don't have to travel, that you don't have the distractions, that you
work with me though. Who on that court who's balling, doing well? Who do you think is benefiting the most out of being in the bubble on that court? LeBron's traveled. He can handle travel. AD can handle travel. He can do all that stuff.
I know, but
LeBron
can handle travel. Not traveling helps the older guys and then the younger guys. On both sides.
So, okay, two things. One, there's no home court advantage they're going to wear Mamba jerseys on Friday. That's about as home court as you get. On our TV, they might throw some cheering. But your boy Tyler Hero, this dude is 20 years old. He would piss on his leg if he was in a real stadium and people cheering and booing. He's balling like it's an AAU tournament, man. Like he's looking like a stud. This dude isn't rookie of the year, but he looked like rookie of the year now.
What Pippen used as an example is a really good example because Tyler Hero is a rookie, and that's sort of to be determined what he's going to do in a real playoff situation. We have seen Rondo shoot the ball, and it ain't pretty. All of a sudden, his 3-point percentage goes up drastically. I just think, for him,
I'll give you that. Rondo's 3-point.
It's been
really,
good.
Who else though? I mean, he picked on Rondo. Poor Rondo. He picked on him. Rondo's like, man, I've been here before. I've won championships before. I'm a champion. What's going on, man? Maybe he knows playoff Rondo. Baby, he stepped up. How about that? How about he's resting the regular season like everybody, like a real pro all season? Now when it's playoffs, it's time to go. Let's do it. That's what they do now.
Rondo has a full sample set for us to examine, and he's just not a 3-point shooter.
Load management. At the same
time,
that's load management, fam. Load man. He saved his threes for the no. Okay.
He got cornrows. At what point are you too old to have cornrows?
You know what though? You got a good hairline. I feel like never, because I would grow some cornrows now if I could grow a little something. You think it'd be good if I just did the cul-de-sac and cornrows on my little cul-de-sac? Or no? Okay. So
hey, you could do that. I think you could pull it off.
I get away with it.
And by saying that, I absolutely don't think that you can pull it off. But because we cool, I gotta encourage you to do it.
You know how those dudes? You seen how they got that man weave deal? I can't even get my fingers to touch, and they glue it in here. And then they'll show you the video, and the dude comes and he's got dreads. So I said, you got to move, right?
I bet you won't do it.
You have to do it. I keep threatening to do it at my house.
I bet
my kids are like, don't do it.
I bet you won't do it,
man. So my son's got a friend named Caden, and he Jones a lot. He talks some more shit than anyone you ever meet. The first thing I tell my son when they say it, he's like, "Could you imagine what Caden is going to say to you if you do that?" But I think if you get one of those cornrow joints, you got to move, right? I can't go.
I was going to say, how do you start the next day?
Come like this, and then
go back to your normal life,
right? Like, I got to take down all my pictures off social media and then move and then get right.
Everybody's supposed to just look away. What's the worst? The worst. How do I don't even want to call it. The person that held on the longest, because LeBron is holding on. Let's be clear.
He needs to quit, though.
He needs to quit.
He could do a bald head. I don't think it'd be that bad. He already does beard, no mustache.
I think now it's pride. It's pride. It's sort of like this old Donald Trump thing. Some people are just so proud. Like, he wants to win in everything. LeBron's like, no, I'm going to win this whole contest against hair loss. I'm going to win.
I'm going to win. But every time he shoots a free throw, everybody's like, I want that boy quit. I want that boy quit. He don't have nothing else do it, man. But I don't know. I think he's doing pretty bad. Some people
What's his name look bad?
Iguodala looked bad. Like nobody came in the bubble and got to him. You see him?
Iguodala looked bad.
He had taco meat going up here. Yeah. Iguodala, you know you had a game today.
I got the handlebar mustache, and that's why I love Jimmy Butler, because he's got the whole.
He looks like what's the Jamie Foxx from one of those movies? He looks terrible, man. He looks terrible. He looks like he needs help. You know what? That's when you come back.
Radio. When he was radio.
No, radio was Cuba Gooding Jr. I don't know what he was, like a pirate or something like that. But he had so much
but he looked bad.
That's one of those things when you leave, he be like, hey man, y'all seen Jimmy, man? I think he ain't doing too good, man. He need help, man. He needs some love. He needs somebody to get to him, man. So I don't know, man. I don't know how you get your hair like that.
Iverson still got cornrows. I just don't know how long you keep stuff like that. You know. But anyway, Rondo is playing well. Bubble basketball, back to it, full circle again. It's been some good basketball. I think they saved all the sports, man. But I do like the social justice messages that the NBA has encouraged. So
yeah.
What else, man? Have you been watching MLB? You watch MLB?
No, I'm not a big MLB guy. I'm not a big hockey guy. But you know, it's a brother drafted number 2 in the hockey draft. I don't know what his name is, but he's Jamaican descent from Canada. Number 2 in the draft. I got a friend from work that likes.
You just all right. First of all, you said the number 2 draft. I don't know his name.
I don't know his name.
Jamaican descent from Canada.
Give me a minute.
I went from feeling real proud, black and proud, to feeling like that's not. I can't even really celebrate that one. You don't know his name. He's Jamaican descent.
Give me a second.
From Canada.
Give me a second. I got a boy. Rich, shout out to Rich Sampson, recovering from heart surgery. He told me he likes to mess with me. A guy I used to work with. He likes to mess with me and ask me if I'm watching hockey all the time. So he sent me a text and told me that they just drafted somebody, and I can't find Canadian kid. What was his name?
Let's just call him the black guy.
The black guy. He says, yes, the black guy, highest ever draft choice by a black guy, Canadian kid, Jamaican descent. Yeah, he didn't give me the name. That's why
he didn't give you the name.
He didn't give me the name.
He's a hockey fan?
He's a hockey. He knew I wouldn't know the name.
So
he just wanted to let me know.
I mean, I'm happy. It sounds like he's healthy now.
He's healthy. He's doing real good, man.
So cool. Then I can say this. Can we take that shout out back? Just take that shout out.
Take the shout out back. Hey, Rich, I no longer shout you out.
Straight up. Take that
shout it back.
What
Anyway,
else?
Man.
All right, so college football. Any other big games this week? We didn't even look at the schedule. This is the type of sports show
this week, man. But I can't wait. You start, sometimes you don't realize you're a fan of things until later. Like I didn't know I was a LeBron fan until I was excited when they won some games. I was like, damn, I'm a LeBron fan. I didn't know how much of a Big Ten football fan I was until I watched the games, and I feel like I'm starting to have a hard time getting into them. I know you're from Florida, so you like some of that Southern stuff, and I'm an SEC guy too. Don't get me wrong. I like the big games, but I can watch Northwestern play Purdue because I'm from in the Big Ten. I didn't realize I had a bias. I have a Big Ten bias. The bias is
when does Big Ten start?
The 24th or something like that, like the last weekend of this month. Can't wait. I
have a little league game, a big game against the number 1 team in the division on Sunday, and we're gonna bust their head to the white meat. You heard me talk to the white meat. We're going to the white meat.
Yeah,
I feel like if you just bust their head, it doesn't really give you the significance that you need. You gotta bust it to the white meat.
You do. You have to do it, man. I used to tell those kids, man. And I don't, some of the parents probably were mad. I said, look, man, our motto was make them quit, right? I would tell these kids when they were like 8 years old, man, make them quit. I was like, I want you to sit there. We're going to score. We're going to do. And I would start getting us like,
what age did you coach? What age did you coach?
I started when my son was in kindergarten. And then I coached until he was in 8th grade.
8th grade.
And my motto never changed.
When did you, not that you used it regularly, because you are a stand-up guy and a good dad and all that good stuff and a good pillar of the community. But at some point, did you become comfortable using profanity? While you were out there coaching? As bad. And most people know me. I cuss a lot. Never, ever cuss with the kids. Never.
You know what? When they were in 7th grade, I take it back. In a pregame speech, I cussed one time because I knew they were home. But I don't, I'm good enough about making jokes without doing it. But I wanted, I felt like, I'm trying to be a role model. I probably used a little bit more ebonics with the children than they're normally used to hearing.
And you in the suburbs, you use ebonics in the suburbs?
Yeah, man. Sometimes you like them right, man. But I make them quit. My make them quit story is funny is sometimes, I'm like, look, they're going to quit. If we come out here, we score right now, we stop them, they're going to quit. And sometimes the kids would be like, hey, coach, look, they're quitting. They're quitting. I'm like, come on, man. That's in the family. Yeah, right. That sounds so bad.
Like you're not supposed to
quitters. They're called the quitters. But I was like, man, when they go home, I don't want them stopping for ice cream. I don't want them to stop for pizza. I want them to say, Mom and Dad, you'll never bring me back to Naperville again.
All right. So worst coaching memory. Like when I say worst coaching memory, like not a loss or something like that. Like when you put a display out there that was not, absolutely was
I'm gonna tell you my worst coaching memory, and it was a loss. We were playing against Melrose Park Gales. They're not around anymore, I don't think. And they used to
put them out of business?
Nah, they beat me. Although I beat them the next year, but anyway. But they used to run this thing called the wedge play. You ever heard the wedge play? No. There's no quarterback. There's 3 dudes down, squatted down real low, like a catcher. and then they roll the ball to one of them, and then they all jump up and do pirouettes and run different directions. And then the guys get up, the linemen get up, and they put elbow to elbow, and they just run high knees forward. These kids
sounds like the worst play ever.
The worst, and that's the whole offense. There's no passing, there's no quarterback, there's nothing. So you're sitting there. So when they're young, you're on the field, right? I don't know if you guys do that, but you're on the field.
We already got our 16 minutes, but I gotta hear this.
So you're sitting there on the field, and you see all your people running one way, and you see the dude with the ball running that way. You want to throw your thing on the ground. They can't find them, right? I couldn't stop it, man. I couldn't stop it. They beat me for the championship. I couldn't stop it. I'm so mad. I hated them dudes' guts. What do I do, man? I'm turning to my coaches. I can't stop it. What do I do, man? They couldn't tell me.
You know what? The problem is sometimes as coaches, especially guys that played, like you're too high level mentally to stop the simple stuff. Because that probably is very simple to stop. But
when they get older, so the problem is the kids high knees and they just kind of run. It's like a mob action. So when they're young, when they're older, you dive at the legs and take the legs out and do whatever. But they teach the kids to step on the kids' fingers if they try to do that, right? You can't tell a first grader to tough it up and let them step on your fingers.
Why
right?
can't you? No,
why can't you? You can't do it. So so they beat me. But that's all right.
Well, look, man, we got our 16 minutes. My worst coaching moment came not that long ago, man, but there was a kid there, one of my kids, we had a touchdown. Behind the play, we're playing some kids from the inner city. Behind the play, they're mad because we're whooping them. Someone who is blocking behind the play gets tackled basically from behind, and dude's on top of him, wailing. Like he on top of him, giving them that work. And none of his teammates help. So, yeah, and now we all want the coaches go pull the kid off. He gets kicked out the game and all that stuff. But my kid, although we're up 3-4 touchdowns at this point, it wasn't sitting right with me that my dude just got whooped like that. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody did nothing. So I call all the kids over. If you ever see one of your teammates, you go handle that. And the referee heard me. He was just like, Coach, you can't tell him that. And that shit, he made me feel kind of self-conscious. But I agree. I still actually think it was the right message. Maybe just wrong audience. Like if you let your teammate just get beat up, come on, Flo. We gonna fight in the locker room. Yeah. Like if I peek over,
at least break it up.
Somebody wearing me out, I peek over and you sitting there watching like front row popcorn. We fighting in the locker room. So
that was when we saw last week. This last thing I'm gonna say. Shout out to OG. We played Michigan. Or played Michigan last year. One of our DBs they put a steering wheel on his chest and drove him all the way to the Gatorade stand. And OG was like, that's when the game was over, man. When you'll let him do that and nobody started a fight with that dude, that's when the game was over. 15-yard penalties were invented for moments like that. So
absolutely. Fight.
Anyway,
there's a time and a place to fight. Where can we catch you at? Because I know I'm gonna give myself a
so the Big Flo and O Show, we have a page on YouTube. We've got a Facebook page. And that's it. Big Flo and O. Let's go.
My show, The Ball Hog Sports Talk, with your boy B Brown ESQ, aka the Ball Hog, aka the Mouth of the South, aka Mr. Excessive Celebration. Yes, I say it like that every single time. You can catch us on Friday mornings, Instagram Live. Well, no, actually, you cannot catch us Instagram Live. That's the one that you cannot catch us on. You can catch us Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Just hashtag Ball Hog Sports Talk. BALLHOG SPORTSTALK. All one word. And that's it. Yo,
hey, this Saturday, Big Flo and O is going to be a special guest doing some simulcast for the Notre Dame Florida State game. We're going to do the first quarter, so don't be late. I'm going to post the information under this video. First quarter only. So if you want to hear something good, you're going to hear me and Oliver getting at it with Reggie Brooks and some other folks, Clint Johnson, other people. It's going to be a good time. I got to call this lady back. I'm going to take these headphones off and put this hat on, and then we can get out of here however you want. But I got a nice hat. I like showing off my hat. So that's good. You got to cover up all that head that you got. Head Murphy. Got more head. Watch this hat. Watch this hat. Watch this hat. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Watch him leave. Hey, yo, man. Way to do it. First take. All right, man. It's inaugural, man. We went in the booth. We went. Hey, we promised 16. We gave you 24 bars, just like a mixtape. All free, all extra, off the top. Let's go. Hetty Murphy. Let's go. All right, y'all. Peace.